there is nowhere you can't wear a cowboy boot.
I think if you know anything about cowboy boots, you're probably going to know the name Lucchese, whether it's hearing it in a Beyoncé song, or seeing it on Kacey Musgraves, or the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders all wear Luccheses.
That's how I would describe Lucchese. They really are the Ferrari of boots.
I own over 90 pair of Lucchese cowboy boots, and I wear them every day.
They're certainly not just speaking to people who are spending 8 hours a day on a ranch or on a farm.
There's over 240 artisans that work at Lucchese factory in El Paso. We make the best boot in the world.
Their most expensive boot is $17,000. They also sell boots at $5,000. They sell a lot in that $1,000 range.
Out in the wild, you can really tell the high quality boot versus maybe others that you see in the streets.
It's kind of like, if you know, you know. You make eye contact with that person in the booth.
We're nodding our hats to them.
Did you have the hat?
$180 to 200 pairs of hands touch every pair of boot, and they're made the same way they're made when we first started in the 1880s.
So this is my favorite skin, the Nile. It's what I'm actually wearing today. We source our materials from the best tanneries around the world. Top grain leather. Our exotics are always curated very carefully and very meticulously. We match our boots perfectly. So there's really no expense that is spared when it comes to making this boot.
There are structural stitches and there are design stitches. The structural stitches are attaching a vamp to a quarter or a vamp to a foxing or closing the boot. A design stitch is an ornamental stitch that goes around a inlay, an overlay, or a cord. We pride ourselves on fit, and we use a twisted cone last that is made anatomically like the human foot, and thus has the best fit possible on a cowboy boot. This last was brought by the Lucchese brothers from Italy when they first came to America in 1880. The master bootmaker during the lasting process starts off by taking the upper and attaching one side with a tack, and then he goes and pulls and tugs all around, attaching tacks to the upper until it's snug completely to the last.
To make sure Lucchese boots continually feel like heirloom pieces, I would say it's in the leather and the fit. A lot of the construction techniques that we use, for example, the Goodyear welting stitch, makes it easy for us to just rip the outsole off and put a new leather one on and stitch it back.
One of the things that makes Lucchese boots special and different is that we use lemonwood pegs, which move with you as you walk.
The lemonwood pegging is an actual functional process of making footwear. It's not decorative. They hold the shank in place and they do not move. Craftsmanship to us is a number of different elements. It's the old world manufacturing techniques that is really important to the Lucchese brand and to our consumer. There are a lot of opportunities to take shortcuts, but we have been really diligent and really respectful of the process and not doing that.
As far as Western fashion, I think the trend really started with Raf Simons's first collection for Calvin Klein, which was back in, I believe, 2017. It is a trend in some ways, but it has had a really long lifespan.
You want to make sure that you do stay within your boundaries of what is a classic, timeless look, but at the same time, we are staying innovative, so you will continuously see new and new designs from us. So the Priscilla is a boot that I created and brought to life in early 2020. There was a lot of tall boots in contemporary fashion, over the knee boots, high heeled tall boots, but Western hadn't really tapped into that tall boot trend. So bringing this to life at Lucchese was new for us, and it did start what I believe was the global trend of the tall white boot. It seems like you see them all over right now, which is really flattering.
So cute.
All trends kind of peter out eventually, but for some people, this is a really staple shoe, and that's why Lucchese has been able to exist for over 100 years.
If I ever didn't wear cowboy boots, I think someone would think there's something wrong with me. I wear them when I was in public office for 8 years. Every function I ever went to, I wore my boots. So I actually have a hammer toe, so I went to the foot doctor, and he looked at me and he goes, you know, you're gonna have to stop wearing cowboy boots. And I did, and I put my boot back on and walked away. So I don't know why, it doesn't feel like it's me anymore without my boots.
I would say we're probably between 12 and 15 pairs between the two of us.
We're wearing these boots whether we're heading Madison Avenue to do some shopping, you're going to the supermarket, you're running errands in the city, you're wearing the boots all day.
I even bake bagels in my boots.
She does, she bakes bagels in the boots.
Heritage can be a double-edged sword sometimes. Handmade goods are kind of the ultimate luxury in a lot of ways, right? But it can be a challenge to maintain this workforce. It can also be hard to maintain these machines as they get to be quite old.
It is a dying art, and it does keep me up at night for sure.
Our more senior boot makers prefer the older machines. We have machines that are 80, 60, 50 years old. And when these machines break, there's no parts available, so our mechanic staff support the maintenance of these machines.
We increase production very slowly. We produce approximately 400 pairs a day. The majority of our boots are made here in El Paso. There are competencies that we do not have here in the facility, so we have to go outside of the factory in order to expand our product range. An example of that would be the products that we're making in Italy. We're doing some women's footwear that have higher heels, and that's something that we don't do here in the factory.
I believe that customers do feel an honor to put their Lucchese boots on, knowing that they were made by hand with the best materials available in the world.
I think they are classic, timeless, and very relevant in today's market. I do not think that you have to dress necessarily like a cowgirl or cowboy on top to wear cowboy boots. It doesn't matter what I wear, I'm always gonna wear my cowboy boots.
I know a lot of people in the industry who kind of might think it's a little cheesy or like it's kind of trying on something that doesn't really belong to them to, you know, be wearing cowboy boots, but they are really durable for walking around the city or going back home to Texas. You see them interpreted in all these different ways, and it's very different from kind of my classic, you know, upbringing, my view of like how people style cowboy boots.
Living in New York, you know, you're living in a smaller space, so you kind of have to keep with an edit. As much as I would love to have you just walk-in closets and walls of cowboy boots, I try and keep it to a respectable number. 20 years from now, you might see me with full rooms and walls of boots behind me, but right now, you know, we're on the road.
We're on the road to be collectors.
Collectors, yes.
We definitely have a lot of boots. However, we know that there's a lot more to come.